let me just start right into it. All right. Back in this joint.
So, Chris,
Yo.
do you think customer service can overpower poor PDR?
Ooh. Initially, I'm like, nah, man. I need you to perform, man.
Is that the technician in you?
Yeah, that's the technician. But not every customer wants perfection. And so I won't say there's a market because there has to be a threshold that you won't do. I just turned down, like literally 2 minutes ago, just turned down a repair because he does not want conventional body work. He wants PDR, really sharp dent. I mean, almost like a bullet hole in a dog leg of a vehicle. I don't know what vehicle it was. And the only way to actually have PDR and not paint it is to make an access point. And then the size and where it's at on the very edge, it's like, what do you, I mean, maybe a couple of access points. It's like, I have to draw the limit. And so here at Dentless Touch, we hold a standard and we just live by that standard. And so
standard for quality or
standard for quality.
Gotcha.
Right. We do have a standard for obviously customer relations. But that goes hand in hand. So if you want quality, and we want to work on high-end vehicles, we want to rival the body shop as far as quality. I mean, the top body shops. Because if I can see that your other side of your car is painted, and I know when I'm done with my repair, you're not going to be able to see anything, I'm going to lay that orange pill as close as possible, then my repair is actually better than the body shop, in my opinion. Especially if texture, paint, all of that stuff comes into play. And I don't care if it matches the whole side of the car. It's still different than factory. So quality, that's just the type of clientele that we go after. And I found it hard to like turn it off and turn it on. Well, this person only wants a repair that's somewhat okay, or 60%. We just kind of basically say no, we're not the shop for you. It's either going to be done right or just not
There's
by
no
us.
making it look better.
Right. There's no making it look better.
It's
now we do have those.
Away.
Yeah, we do have those rare occasions where we have like a race car coming in and he's wrapping it. And so that criteria, right, that expectation will be met. And so I guess that's where I'm kind of in limbo mode with that particular question. As a whole, as a PDR owner, business owner, and tech, as far as the entire industry, I want the insurance companies to respect us. And I feel like the only way they're going to respect us is a certain level of quality. And so I want to leave something better than I found it. And so my contribution to the PDR industry is to perform the best possible repair and offer customer service that people expect, even in 2022. And that's just my contribution to the industry, into this area. And I literally will have customers come in, and it's two type of customers. One, they know they're in the right spot, they get comfortable. We have like a candle burning in our office. We have the videos up. We have refreshments right off to the side, and we see that we truly appreciate the customer, and they get comfortable really quick. That's when you know that that's the customer. That's the perfect avatar. Then I have the customer that comes in, he looks around, and he immediately does not feel comfortable. And he does what he needs to do. He writes his name. We have like a sign-in sheet, and then he leaves. Like he walks out and waits for a technician to walk out with him. I almost 90% of the time do not get that job. And I've confirmed it by the questions that I ask. And one guy said, I said, what are we the right shop for you? Why are you so hesitant? He said, I'm looking for someone that doesn't have as much overhead as you. So I said, what do you mean by that?
That's interesting.
He said, I see you got a big operation here. It looks nice, but I'm looking for someone that doesn't have as much overhead. I said, well, I
I
can't
think that's a nice
recommend.
that's a nice way
Yeah.
to put I think that's a nice way to put something else, but yes.
Yeah. I said, I can't recommend anyone because alphas run with alphas. I said, so I don't even know who to recommend to you, but I'm pretty sure they're out there. Um, I would say just go to maybe some dealerships and just build up. Just ask questions, and they may have a guy that might be in that price range that you're looking for, sir. So anyway, and I was perfectly fine that he walked away, because I know for the price that he wanted, I couldn't offer the service that he deserved. And I know that some people, uh, their car doesn't mean the world to them, and just they don't want that type of service. So, um, but yeah, that's a weird setup. What about you, Dave? I've talked enough.
So can customer service overpower poor PDR?
Yeah.
Um, so when I think about that question, I think about who else isn't delivering customer service in the way that maybe I feel I do or that we do as a whole. Because obviously I've worked with you, been around you, last couple of years, and we deliver and start that whole experience fairly similar. Um, and I'll just go off the statistic just real quick
Okay.
because so it says 85%, which is a very large number. 85% of customer churn, so or turnover, or maybe they go away, is now happening due to poor customer service, right? 85%. Um, and this statistic is from 2013. So you have to
Mm,
think even now, even more with the outlets that are available for someone to negatively respond to the experience is even greater. Um, and when customers receive poor quality service, they're just naturally upset, right?
right.
So
Of
even
course.
on the high quality repair, if the customer service side or that nurturing of them with the candle or the refreshments isn't there, they're still just naturally upset because they weren't their needs
Yeah.
weren't met throughout the the need is, hey, I have a dent and we have the solution and we can repair it to the highest of quality. But if maybe they're sitting and waiting and there's no water there, and they're thirsty, maybe there's no snack there and they're hungry. um, those little things can turn that entire experience the complete other way, by not having customer service. I know personally here in the last year, I kind of have this thing where I try to wow my customer when they first come
Yep.
in and
Wide
wow,
open. Yep.
yeah, wide open welcome. And I learned that from, I have a really good friend. She opened a lot of Top Golf locations, and that was one of their biggest things, was to wow the customers from the moment they step through the door. And it's just giving them a wide open welcome. Hey, how are you? How can I help you? What do you have going on? Oh, wow. And actually caring and having empathy for their problem. And that's the thing, when they come to us as PDR technicians, they have a problem and we
Right.
have the
Yeah.
solution. And then we're trying to navigate, is it price, is it quality? There's all these other things that start to come into play, and questions that we're going to be asking around the repair. But that initial, when they walk through the door, is this the right spot? I want them to feel comfortable that
Feel
they're dealing
welcomed.
with something welcomed and someone and is
Appreciated. Yep.
actually here to help.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I've heard many of times as well, wow, you are very pleasant to deal with. And I think we all know, if we've gotten into some sort of accident and had to go to a body shop, you know, Gerber Collision, how may I help you? I'm not calling them out specifically, but Caliber Collision, how may I help you? And it's like very short, rigid, um,
Yep. What's your VIN number? What's your last name?
aggressive, maybe
Yeah.
aggressive, in a sense. And it's like I try to
Yeah.
take more of a lighter approach to the whole thing, and still giving information, but it's just a lighter, because automotive is aggressive industry overall, and it's like it costs to maintain a vehicle, whether it's tires,
And
battery,
it's
brakes.
unexpected cost, so
Yeah, and so there's a
it's
frustration already. So I
yep.
kind of want
Mm-hmm.
to alleviate that just by like pure demeanor.
Yes,
Um,
but
and
demeanor means everything, Dave.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And if you are upset or displaying some sort of like frustration when they walk in, that's going to translate throughout the entire customer experience, even just from the jump, from the estimating process or the questioning process, not even getting into the repair side of things, because we know the repairs can frustrate us as techs. That can be a frustrating thing, but that's not the customer's issue. That is our own. Those are our own headaches and problems. And then when we go to deliver that vehicle, it is still with pleasantness and happiness around the entire thing. No matter how much we were in the back, cussing at the car, don't have the right tools all over the floor, just super frustrated around the thing. But once that's finished and they come to deliver and pick up, or you go to deliver and they come and pick up, it's still, yeah, everything went great, and it's like, and we got everything done, but they don't need to know what happened in the back, right? How frustrated we were. That's not their issue. It's just making sure that they were, given that full experience from the start to the finish.
So I think as solo, I won't say solopreneurs, but the fact that we wear multiple hats in our business, and a lot of people do, you have to be more proactive than reactive when it comes to customer service, right? And so if someone's going to wait, they're going to want Wi-Fi, right? They're going to want a absolute immaculate bathroom. So I tend to go into the restroom and just clean it out every single, like
Same.
almost,
I have two
3 times a day.
Thankfully, so it's like I have mine.
Yes, yeah,
and then it's like I have the customer one. The customer one's clean.
Right.
Mine, there's like dirt on the floor still, right? Like it's because I'm in and out of that one, right? It just wet shoes or whatever it may be.
So yeah, just get the list of
AC.
stuff.
I think you were gonna say AC. Like that's not as feasible in every shop. But I came in this weekend on Sunday just to tidy up because I was kind of gone Friday, Saturday. I wanted to make sure, just check some stuff. AC was out. AC was out Monday too. AC was out yesterday. Finally, a technician came yesterday afternoon. I could tell the frustration. Even I had it too, because I'm like, it's hot in here. It's uncomfortable. So now my experience, if I'm uncomfortable, my customer experience is uncomfortable. They're hot if I'm hot. It's 82 degrees in this office, and it's like, man, AC is very important, especially, it's hot 3 months of the year here, right? 4 months tops, but not having that to where they're just body temperature comfortable, I'm like, there's definitely like a frustration. Or
but
I need to get out of here and get back into my car where there's air conditioning.
Right. That's all they're thinking about.
Yeah.
But to be proactive at that, that's a simple text message blast to any appointments that are on that day. Say, hey, just let you know the AC is out. We are going to accommodate and give you a ride to a local coffee shop and be able to accommodate you in that way if you're staying. And so that's what I think when you're trying to focus on customer service. That's what I mean by being proactive. We know you were saying that you're frustrated with a repair, and that happens. You're just trying to find the right tool. That happens probably on a daily basis for a lot of us. But if there's going to be some extra time that needs to be allocated to that car, well, let them know at 10 or 11. Even if you're like, I could probably get it done by that set time, let them know, hey, I'm running into little issues. And I always say, there's no additional costs. But I may need the car for a few more hours, just let you know. And I will send them that text message. It possibly will prompt a conversation, but I'd rather have that conversation then than to get a random car at 2 and saying, when's my car gonna be done? And then now you gotta switch gears and like a light switch go, yeah, so we are working on the car now. And so you can kind of be proactive at that response or that
proactiveness
text message too
is direct correlation to customer service.
And that's
it's a direct correlation. And someone may, feel that is either what's needed or expected. And prioritizing high quality customer service is going to make it easier for you to stand out against competitors, get referrals and scale. I mean, overall. And by not doing that, consumers may stop doing business with you. They may vent, to other people. Yeah, it came out really good, but man, there was hot in there. Man, I wanted some water. There's no bathroom. There's something, this is obviously brick and mortar, mobile setting.
He was late.
You don't have, yeah. So in the mobile setting, right? So a lot of technicians are just mobile, not being proactive with how long your ETA, if you're late, right? Not telling them that you're going to be late.
and
going up to the door and just smiling like, hey, I'm here to repair your vehicle, let's take a look. um we're kind of talking brick and mortar setting because I think there is a heightened expectation or level of customer service when it comes to brick and mortar. But even on the mobile side too, there is the way you answer the phone. If you're not smiling when you answer or pleasant when you answer, yeah, I understand you're driving, but I think 85 to 90% of people have Bluetooth now. So you can still, answer pleasantly, even though someone just cut you off in traffic, right? And you're frustrated, you can still answer your phone pleasantly, answer any questions that may, be needed, get them a solution. You can't take a look at a photo right away, but hey, send us some photos. I'm currently dry. You start to explain a little bit more about what's going on, and that just alleviates a lot of like, it
so in my
alleviates
opinion,
the customer hesitancy, I guess, maybe.
yeah, displacement, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Around if
so
you're the
my
right one.
so my opinion is just eliminate that, right? When you're driving and you're trying to find places, because you're obviously maybe going somewhere that you're not familiar with or you haven't been because you're going to the customer's house. And so there is certain times as you're driving where you're comfortable and then you need to focus. And you can't dictate when they call.
Yeah.
So the best advice I can give anybody that's driving is obviously you have two numbers and put when you're driving, and some of these phones do it automatically. Once you jump in the car and it connects to a Bluetooth in the car, it knows that you're driving and it will automatically send out a text message that's custom to the person that's calling. And when you get to that location, you sit in the car and you call the people back, or you talk to them via text. And so that just eliminates you even answering the phone.
Create automation in a way.
Right. Because if you're looking at Google Maps and you're trying to talk to the customer, you're like, the Google Maps is not working. We've all been there, and we miss a turn or we cause an accident. Just don't even talk to if most of the time they think we're mobile anyway. So like they understand you're doing, you may be driving somewhere, and that auto text message could say, hey, we're driving. We're we want to stay safe. If you're calling for a quote, go ahead and text over some photos. Or let's start the process. Here's the link for our form. However, your workflow, your process for the customer, you just explain that to them via an automated text message. So, but that's. I mean, I want to dive a little deeper into actionable task, but we probably don't have. we probably will want to bore you guys, but we're just going over some of the surface stuff that we tweaked in our business that really helped us keep that customer service at a threshold that we would want if our family members came to us directly. So that's my play.
And I think, I mean, if you think of a restaurant, if you have a pleasant server, food may be like maybe subpar, but if you have a good server, a good waiter, like that's still just, it still makes the experience better because they are just, you like them, you maybe didn't like the food or enjoy the food as much as you thought or this and that, but having a good server, you just like them, and you're still gonna that will overpower the poor quality food or whatever, in that case, obviously you're eating. So it's like, it's going to be around the food that you maybe dislike, but having that nice server waiter who's pleasant, who's accommodable, who will kind of check up on you, you need anything, or just automatically refill water for you, stuff like that. Right. That will overpower kind of that negative, the negative aspects of the establishment overall, just having that one person who will give you a great time,
and for business owners, like this is probably written in a book. It's this stuff that they follow is they're not reinventing the wheel here. So if there's some place like Disney, you can literally probably get the Disney customer service outline, right? And when I went to Disney last week for the first time, and everybody kept saying, my friend, my friend. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, obviously, Chick-fil-A is my pleasure, right? But when they spoke with my friend, we can get it, right?
I've adopted my pleasure here.
As there was another one, I can't remember it, but there's creative ways to just slightly tweak, the ending or the beginning of certain sentences, and they would greatly appreciate on that. Now you go to Wendy's, and if you don't get a thank you, you're like, man, this is trash, man. Like, get with the system with Chick-fil-A, man. I go there just to hear my pleasure.
Yeah. You
So,
let me ask you this. You've had a couple um different ops managers or office managers, right?
yep. Mm-hmm.
Um they all happen to be female in this case. Some shops out there just happen to be male. In the I think it's 3 or 4 you've probably dealt with now.
Yep. Yep.
With what have you seen between maybe all three, or the best practices with one that help the experience, just they take it over the top? Like, what are some of the best practices that they do, or that you've seen that help just customer retention, just the engagement with the customer, just helping them
I
feel more
mean,
comfortable? What are some of those?
you said it, Dave. Demeanor, and so I only hire based off of demeanor and attitude now. The work that is needed to be done takes not that much skill, and it's pretty straightforward. It's outlined for them. We have a 40-page onboarding packet
Mm-hmm.
for anybody that works our ops manager. But a lot of it is just is system. It's just mundane tasks, but it's all about their attitude, in my opinion. And I've watched them change not only the customer's demeanor, but our technicians' demeanor as they hand off keys, as they discuss, not issues, but just the requirements of a customer or timeline. It just naturally brings a pleasant environment, and I think you can't go wrong there. Hiring someone based off of attitude and demeanor, you may want to test them out and see how they react in certain situations. But out of the five, I've been, yeah, I've had experience around it, and I only hire based off of demeanor and attitude
Because you've seen, I
at
mean,
that
you've seen
position.
negative
In that position.
aspects of it
Yep,
too.
we
um
have, and it
you know,
brings the entire
that's what,
morale down.
right. And I think that's with anyone, if we come in as techs just having a bad day, like the repairs, that they just become more frustrating, or you're just, you're frustrated throughout that, like it definitely completely translates. So, when that customer's calling looking for the experience, and that negative demeanor, or that negative um outlook on that day is coming out, the customer's not going to feel that maybe this isn't the right place. If this person on the phone, the first person that I'm calling, doesn't seem happy to be there, am
Mm-hmm.
I going to be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
want
no,
you want them to be happy. You're happy to be there. I get customers, do you like what you do? I say, I love what I love what I do. Now, granted, that's a genuine response from me. I love what we do. But I know that completely oh wow, really? I said, yeah, I do. I love what we do, and I'm going
so
to take care of your vehicle, and I love it.
so I think about that from time to time, when you're kind of going through a period where you're just not happy at that particular moment, and I always look at what PDR has done for me. Most of the guys are either looking to get into this, making this a successful career, which they will, or guys that are already made this a successful career, and they can pass that down to their kids. At least the skill, right? You can't take a skill. You guys are Picassos in your own way, and sometimes you just don't smell those roses that are right in front of you and what the industry has done for you. And so, there's no reason to be unhappy in a sense. Uh, and that just comes with the job, right? You have to, write a bunch of estimates. Some might not go through with it, but some will. But you also get the ability and the ability to share what PDR is to someone that doesn't know, regardless if they're going to go with you or not. And they may have Ken, or maybe next time they may want to use you. So it's just, there's always, like, looking at it like glass half full instead of glass half empty type. And so I don't know, that seems to help me.
Yeah.
I have outside things that pull me, and I tend to forget that this job or this career path that I chose has helped me out and has allowed freedom and has allowed me a creative outlet in my own way, and will still continue to keep paying dividends, from in the future. So yeah, it's just a different way to look at it. And so when you have that mentality, you go in front of a customer and you're gonna be a little more jolly, and they're gonna see that, and they're just gonna mimic your style, your demeanor. So I mean, that's the quickest way to get a sale, in my opinion. If they're happy or you're happy, they're most likely going to be happy,
Yeah.
and you're going to get that deal regardless. And the
Yeah.
price is just something small that you guys have to work through, um, and that's easy to overcome. So, but
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I think customer service can me, and that's why I kind of brought it up, because I do believe that customer service can overpower poor PDR.
yeah, it definitely weighs a lot for sure.
Yeah, and you've seen it in the comments on a lot of our social media and stuff. Some of the stuff that we tackle is crazy, right? Like we're crazy to take some of this stuff on, like, and we just
Yeah,
power
yeah,
through it, right? And we don't know the outcome or what what's going to actually happen throughout the entire repair, but having a positive outlook on the entire thing
uh,
will still, when you're done and you feel it's only at an 80%, that customer still thinks it's at 100, and you're just like, all right, yeah, and you don't know how they're going to take it. Oh my god, it looks great. And you're still, okay, yeah, yes, it does look great, right? And I think that there's almost no question. I see it now too. I'll pull the car out and they don't even want to look at it.
yeah,
And I'm used to them like coming out, I think maybe in a mobile, all right, you're all set, all right, let's take a look at it. And they want to look at it. Just,
right.
maybe to me it was
Mm-hmm.
more of in a mobile setting, but here it's like, oh, okay, cool, let's just check out, and then that's it. They give it a once over, a glance, when they get in the car, and then that's it. I'm like, huh. And
Yeah,
I'm like, you didn't question at all, like, and I'm like, I can only correlate that to, like, they were just comfortable and trusting of the entire thing from step
yeah,
one to the end, or from the beginning
yeah.
to the end.
So they don't have to check it. They
Yeah.
they already know. They've already made a decision. Some people are just like, they make a decision. That's it. They live with it, and they made very good decisions in their lives, and they know how to find the right person.
Analyze that
So
and
and go,
pick to
all right,
have the
he's
right
done.
choice. Yeah.
He was on time. Didn't call me when it was ready. Why should I check the work? Why do I
Yeah.
need to? So, but yeah, get your customer service in order, man, and stand out, right? So this is a microwave world, and in order to be good, you have to stand out. So you can't just offer a seat, offer AC, offer water. You have to try to stand out so that the review says XYZ, why you did things differently than the body shop. And I always say you can't compare yourself to a body shop because, I mean, what they offer, AC in the seat and a couple of old magazines. Oh, man, we got to offer more than
Hot Rod
that.
Mac from 2014.
Right. It looks all dingy. That's all cut up. Nah, we got to offer more than that. So pick something that, an area hotel or something. That's why we have the candle burning. Where are you going to find candle burning? I mean, come on. I mean, I don't know, maybe a little bit of flowers. I mean, it lasts a week. There's only like $3, $4 if you get the right place. There's a wholesale fireplace not too far from me. And if I can stage it right, pay a couple of dollars, $3 to $4, get some flowers in there. Maybe the males might not care, but I want mom to feel happy. When
Yeah.
mom feel happy, that's it. Mom got the final say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'll have when the husband comes in on the initial, but then on the pickup, the wife comes in, and he's
that's when
obviously
you know you're
checking out,
good.
but I'm watching the wife like just look around, and I've had a
Yeah.
couple times where it's like, wow, this place is clean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's not your traditional automotive repair or body shop. It's not that. It's, I have coffee. It's all organized and labeled.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, yeah, I pride myself on that. I mean, on how and it's what, 350 square feet, but I make sure 400 square feet like tops from front to back here. Like I
Is
pride myself on making that as clean as possible. The back is the back, right? The back of the house, even in a
yeah,
restaurant, you don't know what that kitchen looks like. There's
right.
grease all over the floor. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
whatever.
working, man.
Yeah, they're working. But at the front, at least that is presentable. It's clean. I vacuum. I got the
Yeah.
Febreze going, so I don't do the flowers. I got the Febreze going.
Yep, there you
Um,
go.
the TV's at a not too high, not too low a volume, stuff like that. The refreshments are always stocked. The candy's always stocked. There's little trinkets and stuff they can grab. I got keychains out there, and they'll
Yeah.
play with it. And can I have one? Yeah, sure, of course. That's what it's there
You
for.
have like a a, a delivery bag that you give your
I
customers.
do, I do.
Yeah.
So now, at first, I was trying to go green without printing receipts, and I just said there is something in the experience of printing out the receipt and putting it in something and giving it to
Yep.
them. And I've gotten, and it's weird because, oh wow, and like it, that, oh wow, of like, oh thank you, or like, oh I get a bag too, like those little things I can tell like just add to the overall
Right.
experience. So I'll throw a keychain in there, some card. Of course, the business cards are definitely in each and every one, and then the receipt goes in there too. So whatever they do with the receipt, they could throw out whatever, but they got a bag, and
Mm-hmm.
the name and numbers right on the bag. So
Mm-hmm.
it can go in the glove box. It could sit in the car as a trash bag, whatever it may be. But at
Yeah.
least they have something that they're walking away with. They're just not walking out willy nilly. Um, I do
Yeah.
now give them a parting gift as well, which is some trinkets, and those, they do cost money, but it pays dividends on the back end, regardless, by giving them something to walk away with, and it just kind of closes out that entire customer experience. So when they go back to the car and there was a wiggle or a wave that I was unhappy with, and they happen to catch the wiggle or wave at dusk at 6 o'clock, and the line is just hitting, the lights just hitting just right, and it's like, oh, they're still happy overall. They had a pleasant experience, and they still are going to come back. And we have a customer for life.
Yeah. An ambassador for the company. So
Yes.
they're gonna share that experience. What I noticed, and maybe hopefully you picked up on it, was when the husband will come in, get the quote, but then the wife will get the work done. And so that makes me feel really good because that means he went home and said it was okay for his wife to come to
Mm,
this area. Most of the time, you're not sending your wife to a body shop. You're not sending your wife to a mechanical shop unless it's the dealership. But that always happens. And that's when you know it's good. Or the wife will come a little hesitant. And then the second time they come back for the appointment, they are just kicking their feet up. They're just like, I picked the right spot. I got internet. I got, whatever the case may be. And that's when you know your customer service is really good, because those people feel comfortable in your environment, in your setting, and you're providing it. So, but yeah, customer service for the win.
100%. Awesome, guys. Well, that was it for this one, and we'll catch you next one.